situation to go to court. That would not end well for her, and we all knew that, but I guess she was in denial until now. Anyway, she visited me a couple of hours ago with Leon. I guess they were able to patch things up. I did not invite them in because my daughter was home, and she was kind of sick, so I didn't want to make that worse for her. So I told them to wait for me in a nearby cafe, got my mother to come by to take care of my daughter, and then headed to the same cafe so that we could talk things out. When I got there, Kathy and Leon apologized for everything they had put me through, and yet again, I had to tell them that this did not matter to me anymore, and I just wanted them to move on and talk about why exactly they had called me here. I did not want to waste my time with insincere apologies and stuff, so they stopped beating around the bush as well, and they told me that they had realized they made a mistake by screwing me over and were not happy at all in Boston. Kathy really missed our daughter, and Leon missed being his own boss. So now Kathy wanted me to agree to send our daughter to see her every weekend or at least every other weekend because she didn't want to give up the life that she had. Leon's demands were a bit more outrageous. He wanted to come back as a partner in the business and start a branch in Boston. The best part of all of this was that they wanted me to make a decision within a couple of days because Kathy had been told by her employers that she needed to come back if she wanted to keep her job because she couldn't keep working from home anymore. So even if I wanted to tell them that I would think about it, I did not have that choice. That's why I ended up telling them that there was no way I was going to agree to any of that. Leon had already resigned and sold his shares. I had that on paper, so I was not hiring him back again because I did not trust him even one bit. Kathy's proposition was ridiculous because our daughter does not deserve a life where she has to travel back and forth every other weekend just to be able to see her own mother. She should have thought about these things before she moved away. This is not my fault at all. They started to argue with me, saying that they were willing to come to a common ground with me because they really didn't want to fight this out in court. So I told them that the idea that they could fight for what they wanted in court and actually win was laughable. The only reason they wanted to bargain with me in person was that they thought they could get to me. Unfortunately, I was not weak and stupid enough to fall for any of this. The only reason I had even come to meet them was that I wanted to put an end to all of this. That really shut them up because even they were aware of the fact that they would never be able to win if this went to court. The most I could do for them, for Kathy, to be more specific, was talk to our daughter and get her to agree to meet Kathy whenever she visited. But beyond that, I was not doing anything, so they could either take it or leave it because I was not going to waste more of my time arguing with them. Kathy seemed pretty desperate, so she readily agreed, and then I left. I'm going to speak to my daughter when she gets better, but I'm not going to force her to do anything she doesn't want to. So if she decides that she doesn't want to see her mother again, that's up to her. I'm not going to be convincing her. So a couple of months have passed, and in my last update, I mentioned that I was not going to force my daughter to meet her mother if she didn't want to. I spoke to my daughter after that and told her what I had said to Kathy, and she said that she needed some time to think things over, so I communicated the same to Kathy a couple of months back. Since then, we have had no contact. I don't know if she and Leon have been able to resolve their fights. I don't really care about any of that, but from what I know, they are still together and living in Boston. Good for them, I guess. At least they have left me alone, and now I can finally try to move on, and that's exactly what I'm doing. The best revenge is living well, so I'm just focusing on working and bringing up my daughter to be a good human being, nothing like her mother, basically. I hope I succeed.